Hey everyone, RC Addict Mickey Loco here, and it's that time of year again, spring. Rejuvenation, thawed lakes, construction sites, all kinds of stuff like that. So we're going to be putting out a lot more RC videos, especially running videos, now that I got all these new RCs in, like this one. We'll be unboxing, setting up, and going out and testing them out now that the warmer weather is here. Now what I have here is FT012, which is basically a brushless version of the FT009, which I absolutely love. I just want a little bit more power. So this thing it retains the ability to self-write, which is important to me, and the price, of course, is right. I got this online for about $120 or so. And in the end here, I'll put the 007, 009, and of course this one, the 12, all next to each other so you can see the size differences. But first, we're going to unbox this one. We're going to go over it a little bit, and then we're going to charge it up, and we're going to have a running video coming out pretty soon here for my initial reactions. And then, of course, we'll have a comparison, speed comparison video with the 7, 9, and the 12 here racing down the waterways. Now, what this has in is a 35 amp ESC. 3S 1800 milliamp battery. They were offering the 2000 milliamp for a while there, but that was like a special order first run deal. This one also has a 3500 kV brushless motor in here, so this thing should be ultra quick, and with it matched to a 3S, it should be reliable too as far as heat and all that stuff goes. It should be pretty good even in the enclosed canopy on there. So we'll do an unboxing on here. Hopefully this is not too damaged because it did travel a long way to get here, and it looks a little banged up, but we'll see how it comes inside. Now, of course, wow, that's a nice black little boat. What's nice is the foam structure around it is very secure. So if you do get it from China or whatever directly from those stores overseas, it should come without damage. So we're going to try to get it out without dropping it at all. Nice and tight in here. Okay. Alright, so the first problem I'm seeing here, we'll go over the peripherals and the accessories first, and then we'll go on to the actual boat on here. Alright, so the first thing I'm seeing here is this right here. It's absolutely damaged on here. I'm going to try a little Q-bond. Hopefully the wires didn't come out from the inside there, and the wires are still intact. If you guys never seen Q-bond, you should look it up. A little Q-bond on there. I might be able to have a fully functional remote so I can go out driving today. But the remote does look upgraded from the other version. I think it uses a different protocol from the 007, 009, so therefore it won't be compatible. But otherwise, let me see. I mean, it feels the same as the other ones, and the other ones were just fine as far as reliability and all that. So we're just have to glue this back together for now and try to contact them and see if I can get another one out. This thing's just busted right off out of the box. It's bad. You get your nose cone on here for running into stuff. It'll protect the front from cracking the hard plastic. It's like a rubberized silicone type nose cone on there. They give you, how many? 2 extra props actually. You can see them right there. There's one on the boat already. So there's 2 in here. And then this right here is a little stand you have to build that holds your boat while you're not using it. So that's nice to include all that. There's a AC adapter for your balance charger. A 3S balance charger. It just charges it through the balance port. Now you can also charge it through your regular charger you have already. Something like this. You can use this also to charge. It's a regular 3S battery. Oh, okay. So somehow I got the upgraded 2200 milliamp battery. You can see it right there. It's 3S, obviously. You can see on there. It has a Dean style connector. I think they're knockoffs, but it's still Dean style high current connectors on there. So that's nice. I got the 2200 milliamp, but it should come up to 1800 for the standards. I was one of the first ones to order this, but they were unclear if they were going to send me the upgraded pack on there. So that's nice. Got the longer capacity on there. Now, in order to build the boat stand, all I have to do is find a slot on here and put it in just like that. And then make sure it goes in all the way. It should start getting tighter like that. And same thing down here. All the way in. And then you put it down, and there's your boat. Alright, so the boat on here, let me see for comparison real quick, since it's sitting here. It's a 009. Yeah, it's the exact same length and width and all that stuff. It's a 009. But it has a few upgrades on it, obviously, and we'll go over those. There's a regular hatch on here like the other ones. Okay, you pull it off, right? And then there's also a secondary watertight hatch on here. These do have some water issues with them, but you can use like that hockey tape around the edges here and keep the water out, stuff like that. And it's recommended for any new boat to take them, put them in the bathtub, set them in there gently, and see if there's any water leaks from the back here, from the shaft or any of the screws or anything like that. It's always a good idea before you first go out on there. Now over here is where your battery goes. It has a nice thick strap on here. So that'll go in there. It has a little bumper to kind of hold it in there tight, plus the strap, so that's nice. And I like that the shaft on here is a rigid shaft on here. Let me see if I can show you a little better. But the shaft on here that goes out all the way through to the back is rigid, which means it's gonna last a lot longer than those flex shafts that are in the professional boats on there. And it has a little dog bone here to connect the two of them. Between the motor itself and the shaft that goes through the length of the boat on here. Here's your steering servo for the rudder back here to control it, and it's pretty good size, same as the 009. Okay, and then get your fins out here, which are they're a good size. They're made for stabilization at high speeds, and that's why the 009 does not have it on there. Back here is your regular prop, and the motor, based on me turning it, got pretty strong magnets inside of it. You can feel them as it goes around, so that's impressive also. And then back here, let me put it right there. Right here is your water pickup. Water comes in as you're cruising along and then gets pushed basically up into here and goes along here in the tubing, and it'll cool down the ESC. And then of course this little like radiator basically right here for the motor. The motor bolts up to and transfers the heat. So let's see how hot these motors and the batteries get in here, because you remember it's all enclosed on here, so it's a lot easier for them to heat up on there. And looks like all these trim tabs and stuff like that back here are not adjustable, which I expected. I would just go over all these screws like this one right here that holds the shaft and everything in place. Make sure it's all secure on there. And like I said, the most important thing is waterproofing it. Make sure it's fine. Everything came out of the factory just fine. And here's the outlet for the water once it goes through it. And the bottom side is silver. Looks like a little worn off here already, but no big deal. As long as there's no cracks or major damage on here, it'll be just fine. So a quick shot of the back here. It's pretty impressive for a $120 boat. Especially with the self-righting capability. And from the videos I've seen of these things absolutely fly, because it has a brushless motor and this little boat right here. So we're gonna get out, we're gonna go charge it up, get it fully topped off. We're gonna do a few trial runs, and then we'll do a first run video and my tips and tricks, and then of course a speed comparison, which is gonna be of most interest to a lot of you out there as time goes on, to see if it's worth upgrading.